What's up guys, before I start today's video and go over some very exciting details about this car and Australia, I just wanted to let you know that today is the very last day where you can spend $5 to get a chance, actually I should say 2 chances to win my Supra and $15,000 cash. So today's the very last day you can get your entries. Make sure you check the link in the description, go over to the site. We've got a ton of rad merch in stock. We've been shipping stuff really fast, doing our best. And obviously a massive thank you to all of you guys that have entered, but I just want to let you know today is the last day that you can possibly get entered for a chance to win. So make sure if you want to do it, you do it today, okay? Thank you. All right guys, so for today's video, this is kind of going to be a update video in the sense of my Australia trip that's coming up. And now I have mentioned it briefly in some live streams, but I wanted to give you guys the complete rundown of what's going on. So you'll notice that the Cream S13 is behind me right now. And you might notice that there's a Cream S13 in the thumbnail that looks just like it. However, it is not the exact same car. So when I was there last time, I had a lot of fun. Luke loved having me out, Luke Fink specifically, who owns Ardreyfield Drift Park, which is where I did all the drift events before. And we kind of joked around at the idea of building a replica of my cream car there. And it just so happened that this black S13, or 180SX I should say, popped up in Australia with red seats, bone stock SR, and Luke picked it up to build a replica of my car. So in this video, what I was going to do is steal some footage from Luke's videos. So he's actually made a channel and he's made some vlogs covering the process of building that car. I'll put a link in the description, but I wanted to fill you guys in kind of what's been going on with that car and what events I'll be doing when I come out to Australia, when that is, etc. So first thing, obviously, had to get the car painted. He was able to source the same exact kit that is on this car, and I was able to send him the paint code that his friend Mitch Lee was able to use to paint the car to look exactly identical to mine. Now there were a few things where there was a little bit of confusion, like the A-pillars and the rear garnish that you guys will see in the footage. Those are easy things that we're going to touch up to get the car perfect. Now I should say right off the bat, before I give you guys all the details with this car, I have said in live streams, the main plan with this car was going to be to do an Australia specific giveaway. And it's something that we've been working on for a few months. However, the Australia government has been kind of difficult to work with, and not because I'm a felon there. No, I'm not a felon there. I'm allowed to enter the state of Australia. But the way that the rules work and everything, it's very difficult for us being an out of the country company to make it happen. And we've been kind of going back and forth with different legal companies, and we've had a lot of dead ends. So as of right now, I don't know if we're for sure going to be able to do an Australia giveaway with the car. And I'm kind of bummed about that because I know I've been kind of promising it, but it's really important with these giveaways and sweepstakes to do it fully legally. So just to let you know, right now that's up in the air. Hopefully it works for you guys, but if it doesn't, worst case scenario, my idea was I can keep the car out there to run other Australia events, or maybe even send it over to Japan for Ebisu or a Mayhan event or something cool, because having my car in another country is going to be sick. So I feel like I've been talking way too fast, so I'm going to try to chill and slow down, but the core behind the build would be the Garrett G25 550. Now, this isn't a G25 550, this is my old 2860 that had my car before, but I had Garrett send a turbo out there so I could have that stock SR with a Garrett G25 550 and hopefully get it to feel somewhat like my car. We were able to get a top mount manifold from SpeedTech. There's a ton of good fabrication companies out there, including SpeedTech. And then the car actually went to our friend Chop, who you guys might remember from that JZX video that went viral, who's doing all the fabrication on the car. And I've got a little bit of footage that Luke took with Chop from the shop, getting all the hot side stuff ready on my Australia S13.
We're in Adam's car now, backing it off the trailer. Probably should be paying attention a bit more. It's actually really cool inside this car. It's got like the heads up display there. It's got like actual sat navigation. Obviously doesn't have like air conditioning or anything, but overall the car's pretty cool. I like it. That's yours, mate. You can work with that. Sweet. It's good for the G25. So this is actually the old SpeedTech manifold off of my A86. So we're going to use this Turbo Smart Hypergate, and yeah, chuck that on there and that'll be more than enough to control the G25, I would expect. Down here at Black Arts, just checking up on Chop, making sure G25 mounted on the SpeedTech manifold there. Looks really neat, huh? Actually looks neat in there, makes the engine bay look a million times nicer. Yeah, it's quite impressive and stuff. This little jigger here that's still hot that I just touched.
Yeah. It's going to be the 90 off the turbo.
Yeah.
So the
do you weld the donut up and then cut it?
I make it all up, yeah.
Sick. You can't you just buy it?
Yeah, you can.
It's cheaper to just get them.
I don't know, it has the same welds. Everyone welds a bit different, so when you got your weld on it, it stays the same.
On up, 90 on the turbo now. Sick. I once got a new radiator sitting in there, the GK Tech fan and all the little, you know, wanky stuff. And a nice clean. It'll look much better, I'm sure.
Adam can do, you could do one of the detailing videos.
Nah, not me. Not me.
Sit there with all your buckets and sponges.
Nah, Adam, yeah, we'll leave that for Adam when he comes. He likes cleaning stuff. That's not me at all. Not you?
No, not me, we my shit.
After that, I went to Dave at Japanese Parts and Performance for all the other mechanical stuff going on with the car. From there, went to Ben over at Kevin Bell Mechanical for head gasket and studs. But the car is like fully sorted. It's gonna be rad. It's gonna be almost an exact identical replica to this car minus the bottom end. It is going to have full GK Tech angle everywhere. All the GK Tech parts you could possibly imagine for the car, especially being out of Australia and a company that I work with. I run their stuff on my car, so it's only right to run it on the car out there. Obviously, you're gonna have some BC coilovers on it, and it's gonna be sick. I'm excited to have a right-hand drive version of my car that I get to drive at the events with all the other Australians, because as cool as it was driving Luke's 350Z, it'll be sick to have something with a little bit more style that's a little bit faster. So with SRs, it is going to be a little bit in the danger territory running a G25 with a stock bottom end because they make so much torque. Obviously, the car is gonna be an ED5. Obviously, it's got bigger injectors, but the one key component that I'm gonna need is a fail-safe gauge like I have in this car. So if it does spike or overboost or anything, it'll cut boost, or if it leans out, it will cut boost. That way we can hopefully protect the bottom end. I'm nervous. Luke told me not to worry about it. There's a lot of SR guys that know their stuff out there, and he says I shouldn't have to sweat it, but I'm super, super excited. It should make, my guess is like mid to high 300s safely with the stock bottom end, where I can just beat the crap out of it at the drift event. Or as I should say, drift events, plural. So the main big event that we are doing is a Mount Gambier event, which is a really, really cool event where the town of Mount Gambier, or I should say city, massive shout out to you Mount Gambier by the way, because this is really cool. And I wish there was something like this in the States, but we actually get access to this like public park road that's like a mountain drift course in a super scenic, pretty area to run a full drift event. I'll see if I can steal some clips or maybe get some clips of some shots, but it's probably one of the coolest looking drift tracks that I've ever seen footage of, because it literally looks like street drifting, but legally like in a park. So that's super sick. That's October 25th and 27th if you guys want to come out to that. If you're in Australia, I'm assuming you kind of know where that is in your country. But then we are actually going to Tasmania. So we're getting in our cars, and my S13 is going to be road legal, by the way, which is sick, so I can drive it around. And we are getting on a boat and partying as we go over to Tasmania for an event at Simmons Plains that is November 2nd and 3rd. So two very, very cool tracks that I get to drive a replica of my car at. I'm excited. Like, I don't know. I'm very tired right now. I think my eyes are a little watery because I haven't really been sleeping much, but I wanted to update you guys because there's so much going on. The car is almost on the dyno. The car is supposed to be getting dynoed today, and like I feel like I've done such a terrible job at updating you guys. A lot of that has and a lot of that's been because of the kind of pending giveaway status, since we were hoping to give it away as like a replica of my car. But the problem is I don't know when we're gonna finally know what's going on with that. So as of right now, that's kind of up in the air, but I wanted to update you guys on the car. Luke has been busting his so hard, driving around, bringing the car to all these different places, trying to get it sorted for me so I can have a good time and so I can make good content for you guys. So make sure you show some love to Luke, Luke's wife Tiana, and especially all the guys over at Archerfield Drift Park that are always helping Luke out. It's an awesome community. I'm excited to go back, get to hang out with everyone, and drive a rad drift car in Australia. So anyway, I apologize for not uploading a video yesterday. It's just been really hectic trying to get everything sorted before I leave. We actually just did a new clutch on the S13. I guess I can toss in some random footage of what my clutch looked like that was in this car, but it's Monday and Mondays are always rough. We're trying to figure out everything that's going down with the cars before I leave, and I'm trying to make lists of all the problems and stuff that's going on. So I took the S13 for a drive yesterday, which you may have seen on my Instagram story, but what you didn't see is me driving it around. I was kind of concerned that we had an issue with the line going to the wastegate again, because the car was like spinning in 4th gear. I was like, dang, this thing's fast. So I kept turning down the wastegate duty cycle to isolate to see if it was a wastegate issue with like the wastegate not opening. And it was making less boost, but it was still spinning. Didn't smell clutch, but I was like, I think this clutch isn't good. So it turns out I actually ordered a clutch a while back for this car because I had a hypothesis that it was about to go, and it indeed did go. So Alberto already got it pulled out of the car. It doesn't look as bad as we thought it would have for how bad it was spinning, but there's definitely quite a bit of heat spots on some of the discs. So what do you think? Is from all the heat from those burnouts that I was doing with it?
Possibly, yeah.
But I mean, we've had that clutch in the car for about a year, and I think the car makes some good torque, so.
It lasted a while, a lot of abuse too.
It's true. So flywheel looks kind of toasty, but not as bad as it could have been. But like I said, we actually ordered a spare clutch for this car, so thankfully he should be able to get that back in there pretty soon, and we should be able to go for some rips in this thing, because it's been a while since I drove it, and I was kind of bummed that I couldn't get on it, because I was curious how fast it felt compared to all the other stuff I've been driving.
You mean you gotta break it in for a little bit first?
Maybe that's why it went, because I didn't break it in.
You're supposed to break it in after each use, Adam.
Oh, I forgot about that. So there's a ton of stuff going on. One thing that is planned, I don't know when it's actually going to happen. I got a really good deal on a brand new R154 that I picked up from Titan. So check this out. Brand new R154. This thing's going in the chaser. I hate adapter plates. I hate adapter clutches, flywheels, all that stuff. So I'm trying to bring that car back to factory stuff. So I'm looking for a factory diff for that car, since I have the NA diff, which is like a little bit shorter gearing. Put an R154 back in it with a twin disc and just make it feel good like my car in Japan. So anyway, I'll fill you guys in a little bit later. Tomorrow I will have really good content for the last 2 days I'll be in Florida, because I'm going to pick up a wrecked car, a very cool wrecked car. Something that just popped up out of nowhere that I was actually looking at for parts, and wound up being a cool candidate for a rebuilding a crashed car video. But it'll be much different than a lot of the other people's stuff, and I'm hoping to get it done in like a day. It's pretty simple and it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, going back to Australia, like super thankful for everyone out there that's been involved with the build and everything. I'm gonna try to do my best to link everyone down below, but it's really hard because so much has been going on over there. All I gotta say is Luke has been the man with everything. Also a huge thing that I really need to mention, if you're watching this video, this is the last day you can get entries for your chance to win the Supra. You'll get double entries for every $5 you spend to get entered for a chance to win my Supra and $15,000 cash. Also, something that I kind of want to open up in another video is having a discussion with you guys about whether I should get one for myself or not. I kind of want one. I'm kind of going to really miss that car, so I figure we can talk about that in another video and figure out if it's a good move or not. Thinking about trading the GT350 in for it. Maybe I'll make a video comparing the two and see what you guys think. But anyway, make sure you guys go over to lzmfg.com, get your entries. I'll have the link in the description. Today is the last day. Do not miss it out. Also a huge thing that I really need to mention, if you're watching this video, this is the last day you can get entries for your chance to win the Supra. You'll get double entries for every $5 you spend to get entered for a chance to win my Supra and $15,000 cash. Also, something that I kind of want to open up in another video is having a discussion with you guys about whether I should get one for myself or not. I kind of want one. I'm kind of going to really miss that car, so I figure we can talk about that in another video and figure out if it's a good move or not. Thinking about trading the GT350 in for it. Maybe I'll make a video comparing the two and see what you guys think. But anyway, make sure you guys go over to lzmfg.com, get your entries. I'll have the link in the description. Today is the last day. Do not miss it out. And I guess if I have any final words for this video, I just wanted to let you know, Tracy Grimshaw, that I'm coming back, and you better be ready, because if I don't make it on A Current Affair again, I'm going to be very upset. All right, so I'm coming in Australia. I'm going to cause as much havoc as I can, just so you can get the content that your news needs, because we all know you're very threatened by YouTube because it's so much more relevant than your stupid show.